Live tonight. We have episode 463.
Wow.
Mike, this is like the 93rd straight week we've been doing this. So Ted Goodman here along with Mike Ragusa this evening. Sorry you're stuck with us.
Again,
a second night in a row. Hopefully you can manage, but don't you worry. The mayor will be back with you very soon. I kind of feel like the British guy on the Rush Limbaugh show. I think his name is Mark Stein. Great guy, by the way, by all accounts. Great guy.
That's right.
But you'd have that little moment of disappointment when you tune in for the Rush Limbaugh show and the British accent came on.
At least we're handsome.
Hey, at least we got that's funny that you say that, Mike, because
I mean the mayor is also handsome, but I'm saying at least we're handsome. Like we're not ugly.
Yeah.
There's some ugly people that don't have a face for this kind of stuff.
Just told me I had a face for radio, and I thought, gee, thanks.
Nah, Ted. Who did that silly?
That's funny.
That's very silly.
So a very busy news day. Like very busy day.
We didn't even cover a lot of stuff yesterday that we have to get to.
So of course, President Trump was with the National Association of Black Journalists before making his way, I believe, somewhere in Pennsylvania, maybe Harrisburg, where he's doing a rally.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to check in on the rally with President Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Overseas, Israel's had a busy couple of days.
Killed the leader of Hamas.
It appears that they've taken out the political leader of Hamas I believe that was in Tehran.
That's right. He's hiding in Tehran in plain sight.
And this comes just a day after Israel launched a series of strikes in and around Beirut, and they claim to have taken out the number 2 person with Hezbollah. Again, this is somebody with ties, I believe, going back to the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
He had been responsible for some American deaths back in the 80s. So again, that is somebody that will not be missed over here. And then, of course, Kamala Harris, and she has to make a selection for vice president.
I think they said August 7th is the date, right? Is that what they're talking about?
So they're talking
around that date.
Yeah, they're talking about
right.
Now there's Politico is reporting that she's going to make the decision before Tuesday now.
Oh, okay. Well,
and the first rally is going to be held in Philadelphia.
She must think Trump is not doing good in the polls, so she wants to capitalize. Maybe that's what she's thinking. That's what they're telling her.
Yeah,
that's what they're telling her.
Well,
yeah.
That's a good point, Mike. And also, they're also up against the calendar with their convention coming up. And my understanding is they actually want to try and complete the nominating process virtually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, this is the party of COVID, so I shouldn't be surprised. But they want to do this. Everything's on Zoom now.
This is a party of people who still wear masks outside.
That's right. They're wearing masks. They're doing these big Zoom meetings for Kamala.
Right.
What do they call it? Like white dudes for Kamala, black women for Kamala. First of all, right? We don't play that game. They do the identity politics, but it's on Zoom.
Right.
I thought that was, COVID's over.
Right.
Why are we still doing everything on Zoom? And now they want to do their convention on Zoom. They want to nominate Kamala.
Well, speaking of technology, we also have to talk about how Google was omitting the Trump assassination. They were censoring President Trump.
You had mentioned that last night, and so we'll get into that.
That was a big thing. That was the cover of the New York Post yesterday, actually.
That's right. That's right. And so we, I'm very curious about that.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, now everything is back to normal. Elon Musk actually called Google out on that. Apparently, I don't believe it was Monday or Tuesday, you typed in President Trump's name.
Yeah, we should try that here.
Yeah, you should try it right now. You would type in President Trump's name, and then it would not show up. You would type in Donald Trump, Donald Duck would show up. You would type in President Trump assassination, President Reagan assassination would show up. Very strange things going on Google, but hey, are we surprised? This is what the Democrats do. Big tech censors Donald Trump. They did it in 2020. They're going to do it again. So, this is an uphill battle for us conservatives to try to win the 2024 election.
So we're going to try to do this here in a little bit. We're going to search these things to see whether or not it's true that the search engine Google.
Facebook was already found not guilty, but liable for censoring the election. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg admitted that Facebook was doing that. So when he went to Congress, right? So I mean, why wouldn't Google do that?
You're right.
Why would they not? I mean, right? I mean, that's how easy it is. And mostly, I mean, I'm gonna bet my bottom dollar, last dollar that Google I would say 95% of Google employees are liberal. Would you say so, Ted? How about 98%?
Yeah, exactly.
98% of Google employees are probably liberal. So I wouldn't put it past any of them to censor President Trump or any of his, people. Like, I mean, I bet you the mayor's probably censored too.
Well, just think how much power these search engines have, right? I mean, look, I'm willing to wager a vast majority of us we hop on the internet.
Right.
We're not typing in the web address to websites, right? We're searching on Google.
We type in the words to Google search bar. They're the number one search in the world.
I mean, right? Look, I want to know about the Green Bay Packers. I'm going on Google and I'm typing in Packers.
Right.
A big Packer fan. You want to know about and by the way, YouTube also a part of Google. People go on YouTube.
Google owns YouTube.
And so they do have a lot of power and sway over what people are seeing. And a lot of folks aren't thinking of this like we are, right? They go on to search the news and they're not even thinking about which words are being censored or not censored. So this is impacting, the entire population.
I know Dr. Maria used to tell people to use DuckDuckGo, but they also got busted for censoring some things. Yeah. So,
DuckDuckGo.
Yeah,
we love this DuckDuck. So what are we gonna do?
Can you trust? Who else can you trust? What is?
You know what? Honestly, I go on X.
Actually,
Twitter, X. I go.
Anyone in the comments knows that's watching right now. What search engine do you guys use that you trust? Because I know you guys know.
Let us know.
Let us know. LifeLog. What's LifeLog? What is
Comment below. Let us know. Where do you get your information? How do you consume the news in an environment where we feel like we're being lied to from every which direction?
Yeah, I mean, because this is crazy.
Steven, a good friend of ours, he makes a good point. Google is basically deciding what people are saying.
That's right.
And that's a very good point. I mean, think about the kind of power that they have. Okay, on your average day, let's say you wake up.
Soy boys for Kamala.
You're reading the news, right? You go online, you go to Google News for your news.
Right.
You're going on Google Maps to find certain things in your area.
Right.
You're on YouTube for your information for video coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all around us, and so Mike, how do we this is such a profound.
I mean, I'll give you actually an example, Ted. When President Trump was shot in his ear, right? People were going on. People were posting a picture. President Trump did a golf interview with one of the golfers. I forgot what his name was.
Recently, right?
Right. But they posted it after President Trump was shot in the ear, but it was shot before he was shot in the ear. And all these liberals were going online on Twitter, posting the picture of President Trump saying he was lying that he was shot because his ear was perfectly normal. And thank God for Elon Musk and community notes, because he actually, there it is right there. Yeah, that's what it was. Who's the golfer? Oh, Bryson, I can't even say his last name. I don't know anything about golf. What's that?
Bryson, DeChambeau.
DeChambeau, yeah. So he did a video with President Trump that came out after he was shot, and the liberals took a still showing how his ear was perfectly fine. They ran with this on Twitter. But like I said, thank God for Elon Musk and community notes. He rectified that. So we got to be thankful for guys like Elon Musk who actually keep Twitter kind of honest, or mostly honest with, thank God he bought Twitter.
I would agree with you. And we're playing right now. We're playing video.
There you go. This is the video I was talking about.
President
Trump.
This
video came out after President Trump was the assassination attempt. So liberals took this and ran with this and said that he was lying that he got shot.
So what you're seeing now, that is video of President Trump golfing with the great Mr. DeChambeau. But the point being, yes, they released this, and the lying media used it as an opportunity to question the awful attack on President Trump just a few weeks ago.
That's right.
So the president today, Mike.
Oh, yes.
I believe this was in Chicago.
Yes, he made headlines today with some of his comments.
So he was and we want to upload this. We're having some issues with this upload. Oh, well, we're going to get it. It looks like we have a couple here.
President Trump was aggressively interviewed by some journalists today. He said some comments about Kamala Harris, about her race or whatever. He basically said he was questioning, is she black? Is she Indian? I don't know. Because, Sometimes she says she's Indian. Sometimes she says she's Jamaican. Sometimes she says she's African American. He didn't really know what she was, and he said those comments, and people are now saying, of course, he's a racist, he's this and that. But I kind of agree with President Trump. Kamala goes around to certain groups of certain people, and she says what she is to certain ethnicities, and that's not right. That's typical Democrats playing identity politics.
And it's just, and we're uploading some video from the event today, and it's so interesting, right? President Trump, he's willing to go right into this event, knowing that some of the folks here are going to be very antagonistic and unfair towards him. He doesn't back down.
No, he's brave.
Meanwhile, where was Kamala Harris today? She wasn't at this event, and
no.
Joe Biden had no plans on being there.
Where is Joe Biden?
Just in general, where's our president?
Where's Joe Biden?
Well, they tell us he's our president.
Yeah. Where is he?
That's actually a fair.
Is Kamala the president now? Is that what it is? Is she the president right now?
In effect, she is the president, right? I mean, you have Biden, who's now a lame duck president. And you bring up a good question. Bibi Netanyahu, we didn't see him.
No.
I think he's done some call-ins. He called into his campaign office. He didn't even do a video. It was a call on the phone. Very bizarre. And now you're right. We're not seeing him too much. And no, I mean, and look, you ask questions like that.
Like what?
Can you imagine if President Trump just wasn't visible for days at a time?
Forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it.
Maybe asking for if he's dead, we need a physical, we need a cognitive test.
Yeah,
maybe asking kinds of questions.
Meanwhile, with Joe Biden, it's not. I mean, they don't even pretend anymore. Now you're right. They're basically covering Kamala as if she's the president,
she's the acting president. It's like. She's like this. It's like when a mafia boss goes to jail. She's like the acting street boss for the crime family right now. That's Kamala Harris. That's what she is for the Biden crime family, as the mayor would say.
That's a good one. That's good.
Right.
That's a good one.
That one. So right now we're gonna play you this clip about what President Trump said at this journalist conference that he was at.
She is a black woman.
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So. I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't. Because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is...
I think somebody should look into that, too, when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct...
I interrupt you, but would you consider taking the cognitive test?
Mr. President... I would love to do it.
And make it public.
Well, I've already taken 2 of them, but I'll do it again.
Mr. President, how do you intend to...
I suggested, Harris, that let's take one. I said, Joe and I will go and take a cognitive test. Now, I'd do it with her, too. I would do it with her also. You know what? She failed her law exam. She didn't pass her law exam, so maybe she wouldn't pass the cognitive test.
Mr. President, are you saying she wouldn't pass? Just to be clear,
I'm just giving you the facts.
To be clear, you don't think Harris...
How do you intend...
She didn't pass her bar exam. And she didn't think she would pass it, and she didn't think she was going to ever pass it. And I don't know what happened. Maybe she passed it.
She did pass it.
There's a man over here.
I think
as you saw there, President Trump was questioning what Kamala is, what she says she is. And you know what? He's right to question it because, like I said, she goes around to different ethnic groups and says she's different things. Now, listen, what she really is she's Jamaican and she's Indian. She's not African American. Jamaican is not African American. So there's a lot of people going around saying that she's the first African American woman president. That is false. She is the first Jamaican Indian woman president. So I would appreciate if the media, the left-wing media, got that right. Would you agree, Ted?
So I missed part of that, but what I think you were kind of walking them through.
I was just saying that the left-wing media is going around saying that Kamala is the first African American woman president. That is false. She's the first Jamaican Indian woman president. Jamaicans are not African American.
Her father is a black Jamaican, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamaicans are not African American.
Clearly not Africa.
No.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, Jamaica is not in Africa. I mean, that's just like
like their ancestors might come from Africa, but Jamaica is clearly not in Africa. I mean, I'm not that smart, but Jamaica is definitely not in Africa.
Oh, you're plenty smart, Mike. You're a smart guy. So, but you bring up a good point, right? She seems to, and that's the point the president was making. And of course, the media has pounced on this.
Correct.
And they're trying to claim that Trump is this racist,
right?
Because he's pointing out, actually, he's pointing out the racism of some in the legacy media, right? And the way that they immediately just come after Trump with such vitriol.
Right.
It's kind of like Rachel, and I know Rachel, the ABC News correspondent who was doing the interview.
Yeah.
And very disappointed. Very disappointed because from the second he comes out, she came at him from a position.
She was going crazy.
Yeah, from the start.
Even
how he's right. Yeah.
She didn't even say hi, how you doing? Like, hello, Mr. President.
Yeah, like thanks for coming. I mean, like
welcome to Chicago.
Yeah,
nothing. Just like immediately, like boom.
Yeah,
it's true that you said Kamala's not black.
Yeah,
yeah, like come on, like geez.
And so it's very clear what they were trying to do.
Right.
It's very unfortunate, and it just goes to show when they can't take them on with the policies and the substance, they got to resort to name calling and calling him a racist. I mean, that's been there.
I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to say she's African American because unfortunately there's some there's some voters out there who just don't look, they don't read, they don't look things up, so they just say, oh, like there's white liberals who just don't know anything. They're just like, African American woman president, I'm voting for her. That's what they do. That's just what they do.
That's right.
Like when me and Ted went to the Israel Hamas protest at NYU, we asked people, why are they here? What do you know about this?
Yeah.
They didn't know anything. This is what I'm trying to say. So it's people like that who are just going to vote for Kamala because the news says she's an African American woman president. So this is why Trump is asking these questions. And he is right to. He is right to.
That's right. He's willing to say and bring up things that no other politician in our lifetime has been willing to say. Things that a lot of us are thinking. And they paint this guy as somehow a racist. I mean, this guy, New York billionaire, right? He's been in show business on TV. I mean, you talk to his staff, they love him. We go to Bedminster, Mar-a-Lago, these different places. I think back to the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C. The staff, they love working for President Trump. He's considered a great
Bedminster Labor Day last year.
Of course.
Oh, this was Ted wasn't here. This was the day after you came. It was Monday when I went with the mayor. Okay, it was Labor Day. I went. Let me tell you how generous Donald Trump is. Okay, this is a true story. I was there. You can check CNN. There's pictures of me there. All right. Bikers for Trump just showed up at Bedminster. Okay, they just showed up. They weren't invited. He didn't invite them. There was I would say there was 150 of them. Okay, they showed up. They came right to the front door of his residence right at Bedminster. I don't know if you guys have been there. It's a huge house. It's a huge house. You know what he did for them? He told his staff, any food, any drink they want on the house, no problem. No problem. That's how generous he is to his supporters and his people. People think Trump is stingy, this and that. He doesn't pay people. That's all BS. I seen it with my own eyes. When he pays for people's dinners that come to Bedminster that he doesn't even know them. I've seen it.
That's
Ted,
spot on.
Have you not seen it? This is all nonsense.
It's insane, right? And by the way, he's a great family man. And all of his children, they're all in just like role model children with great families themselves.
No dirt.
The nicest people.
They don't smoke crack. They don't marry hookers. I mean,
go in their way to say hi to you, to make you feel to feel welcome and included in discussions. When you're having dinner at a big table, and let's say Eric happens, Eric's there. Right. He's going out of his way to make sure everyone feels a part of the discussion.
That's right.
And, at this point, I know him a little bit, but even the first time I met him, right? The first time I see him, he asked me, how are you doing? And it's very genuine. You can tell how genuine it is when it comes to Eric, Laura, Don Jr., Kimberly, Tiffany, all of the kids, right? I haven't had the chance to meet Jared or Ivanka, but I have a feeling they're just as gracious and kind to people as Don Jr., Eric, and Tiffany.
You know what else I love about President Trump? If he has time, he will stop and take a picture with anybody.
He does.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care if you're a janitor.
Him and the mayor. They
don't care if you're homeless, poor. If they have time, they will stop and take a picture with you. What other president would do that? Would Biden do that?
Yep.
Well, who wants a picture with him anyway?
Yeah.
Would Obama do that? No, he's too busy in his Hawaii mansion. He's too cool.
God, he's too important.
He's too cool. I don't know if Bush would do that. I don't know. I mean, I
hear
know.
W's pretty good about it.
W's good?
That's what I hear. Yeah.
All right, I take it back. Well, listen, I don't know about other presidents or even other famous people, because let's not forget, Donald Trump is not only a president, he's a famous person first. I mean, there's not many famous people that would stop and take a picture for me or with me, and I live in New York City. I see plenty of famous people walking on the streets.
Oh, and think about, and this goes for President Trump and also for Mayor Giuliani. They're not just famous for playing a guitar, right? Or throwing a football.
Right.
These are men who are famous because of their contributions to society and to other people.
Politics too, right? The mayor was a famous prosecutor first, before he was mayor. Let's not forget that.
And so, and you and I are similar in this, right? When we're asking folks, to go out of their way, maybe a little to help the mayor or something. It's not because he's a famous person.
No,
that doesn't entitle you to any special treatment.
No.
It's because of what he's done for other people.
That's right.
It's what's behind that. The reason he's famous.
They don't know.
You're right. They don't. And that's
we're with him almost every day, so we know.
Yeah.
The general people don't know what kind of man that Mayor Giuliani is.
That's right. Yeah, we'll say a lot of New Yorkers know, and that's why and that's why you elected him twice as mayor, and that's why to this day, people come up to him here in the city, right? And they want him back. I'm talking Upper East Side
cabbies,
liberals,
from the
the Upper East Side liberals.
They miss the mayor. They miss him. They miss because they know. They know. Because believe it or not, when the mayor was the mayor, he was actually considered a moderate Republican, and liberals and Republicans alike loved him. So, and they still love him. And they wish he was back. Compared to what we had, Mayor Dum Dum de Blasio and this idiot, Mayor Adams, who's actually not as bad as de Blasio, the mayor was like a god here. I mean, and now forget it, man. We do miss the mayor here. That's for sure, Ted. I mean, I'm just telling you, I want to get out of this place.
I know, but it makes me sad, and being from Michigan, New York's still the big city, right? I've been here now for almost 2 years, but still, right? To me, this is like the big city, the lights, camera, action, New York, right? You can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
That's true.
It hasn't lost that shine. However, I can totally see it when I talk to locals, like people such as yourself, and the stuff you see, and you and I similar ages. Man, we're, I mean, 9/11, horrific. I can't imagine being here. I mean, how I felt being halfway across the country, right? Never having been here. I can't imagine being here. And since then.
Well, now you got me started. Speaking of 9/11, you just got me.
Oh,
you triggered me.
Well, let's go there. Let's continue on. I mean, let's talk about it. We haven't even talked to the mayor yet about this.
The mayor, I'm going to, the mayor, I wish the mayor was here tonight. Let me tell you how disgusted. I'm going to read this off my phone. This would never happen under Donald Trump. Under the Biden regime, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, 9/11 mastermind, KSM, and 2 other terrorists awaiting trial on Guantanamo Bay. These are the guys who masterminded 9/11, killed 3,000 and change people and more to 9/11 illnesses. Brothers of mine, firemen, I was FDNY for 7 years, EMS, brothers of mine who got disintegrated and who are dying right now of 9/11 cancer, got plea deals. They won't get the death penalty, okay? This is under the Biden regime. We're giving terrorist plea deals. We, the taxpayer, have to pay for them to live in jail for the rest of their life, okay? This is what Joe Biden does for terrorists. Terrorists, and he lets them in the country. Are you kidding me? This would never happen under Donald Trump. This is why we need him back in office in November. And you better tell your friends to vote for him, because if we don't have him back in office, this country is going down the shitter. And that's all I have to say about that. Sorry about that, Ted.
No, you have nothing to apologize for. We're catching up on this story. Again, we're just coming in tonight.
Israel doesn't. They bomb them. That's what Israel does. Who gives terrorist plea deals, Ted? Anybody? Who does that?
So so again, this is coming to us live tonight. The plotters behind the September 11th terrorist attacks have reached a plea deal to avoid the death penalty. The agreement with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and 2 others charged with the 9/11 attacks on the United States was approved by a senior U.S. Defense Department official overseeing their cases. So the man accused of plotting the September 11th terrorist attacks and 2 of his co-defendants have reached the agreement that will allow them to avoid the death penalty. It's a dramatic development in a decades-long case for the prisoners at the U.S. military detention facility in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Walid bin Atash, and Mustafa al-Hawasi will all plead guilty according to a letter sent to families of the victims by a senior U.S. Defense Department official overseeing the case. A panel of military officials eventually will determine the men's sentences. In exchange for the removal of the death penalty as a possible punishment, these 3 accused have agreed to plead guilty to all of the charged offenses, including the murder of the 2,976 people listed in the charge sheet and be later sentenced by a panel of military officers, according to the letter.
That's more. All the people who are dying of cancer that were there at 9/11. I mean, it's more than that. More. All the firefighters that died. More firefighters that died on 9/11 are now, that's past the number that had died of cancer now because of 9/11. 343 firemen died. I think they're up to like 346 or 47 firefighters that died of cancer. So more firefighters died of 9/11 related cancer than actually on 9/11. Sick. And we're giving these animals plea deals under the Biden regime. Okay? Remember that when you go to the voting polls. This guy's sick man.
I just can't.
And the border czar, Kamala Harris, we just let terrorists in, and they caught them. Palestinian terrorists, Hamas. They're in the country. We caught them, and who knows who else is in the country right now? We don't know. The border's wide open. That's what Trump has to hit. He has to hit the border. That's the number one thing he has to hammer when he debates this idiot. The border. That's all he has to do. Border. And he'll win. That's it. He shouldn't even be questioning her race anymore. That's not even important. The border is important. We got to secure the border. Right, Ted?
I mean, absolutely. And so I'm trying to read more on this. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, that's a name that, goes way back, right? I mean,
yeah, the guy, look at this guy. He looks like a homeless bum. They should have killed him a long time ago. I can't even believe he's still on trial. What? 9/11, was 23 years ago. It's going to be the 23rd anniversary.
Is that amazing?
It's going to be the 23rd anniversary.
Wow.
This year.
Wow.
23 years this guy was in Guantanamo Bay, and we're giving him a plea deal after 23 years. Can anyone explain this to me?
I'm actually shocked. Yeah, it's very bizarre. It's a very bizarre situation. You wonder what else is going on here, right?
And I bet you some liberals are happy because they don't believe in capital punishment. Do you know what? I believe in the death penalty, and I don't think it should be the gas chamber. I just think you should just give them, just shoot them. That's firing squad. Bullets are cheaper than the lethal injection. So firing squad, shoot this ugly, homeless. Look at this guy. Are you kidding me? That's an animal. That's not even a human being. That's not a human being. Human beings don't kill 3,000 people. Timothy McVeigh, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, all animals. Animals. Timothy McVeigh got the death penalty, and he killed less people. He got the death penalty.
The deal raises the prospect that some of the most significant cases in the Pentagon's long legal process stemming from the 9/11 attacks may actually be over. Human rights organizations and legal experts have criticized the proceedings for their secretive nature, conflicts of interest, and repeated delays that have drawn out the effort for years. The process has also been complicated in part by a 2015 law passed by Congress that actually restricted the U.S. government from allowing detainees at the naval base in Guantanamo Bay to set foot on the continental United States even before or even for the actual criminal trials. Lawmakers did so while citing security concerns, even as the Justice Department has continued to try other terror suspects in federal court here in the United States.
That's great.
The cases have been complicated by the brutal nature in which the United States detained, and so this is the Washington Post.
Yep.
The cases have been complicated by the brutal nature in which the United States detained and interrogated individuals involved. That's insane to me. What do you mean? These are terrorists who are behind some of those heinous acts against civilians, against children, against women.
Is anybody watching?
I just read that. I cannot believe what I'm reading.
Is it anybody watching right now? Do we care if we waterboard terrorists? I don't care. Do you care, Ted?
What I care about is getting the information we need from these people to
open the chat
to find justice. Is what I care about.
I want to see if anybody cares if we waterboard terrorists. Can anybody tell me?
Comment below. Mike wants to read.
Yeah, I want to see if anybody cares.
Man, this is confused. Look, I'm obviously very angry, but I'm also very confused here. Again, but this is something we've been seeing. It's been in the works for some time. I remember getting questions like this over a year ago. And it does appear that the issue now, they're able to avoid the death penalty, and part of it are concerns that some of the processes surrounding the detainment of these individuals and some of the early legal activity around their cases, there's some concern that there could be some issues there. So my guess is that they're trying to close this case, lock them up for life, throw the key away, in order to avoid any sort of action by one of these crazy human rights organizations or these lefties, right? Who, meanwhile, they will let the justice system be completely weaponized, and the integrity of our system is just eviscerated by their willingness to use the system against their political opponents like President Trump and Mayor Giuliani. But on the other hand, we are making coming to agreement. We're making legal agreements with known killers, terrorists,
right,
who effectuated what is the most heinous act of our lifetime.
They want to put President Trump and the mayor in prison for bullshit, and they want to give terrorists plea deals. Isn't that great? They didn't even offer President Trump or mayor plea deals. Can you imagine? They didn't offer them plea deals. Fannie the Hoe said no plea deals for President Trump, no plea deals for Mayor Giuliani, but terrorists who killed 3,000 people get plea deals.
It's unconscionable. And with that, I think now would be appropriate time to hear from.
A break.
Well, yeah, now would be a time. Let's hear from Tunnel to Towers.
Yeah.
The mayor, I think that would be a good time to do that.
100%.
So if you can, please
donate to Tunnel to Towers.
Donate to Tunnel to Towers. Man, it's $9 a month.
Because of 9/11, Tunnel to Towers was formed. So
with Mayor Giuliani. So
that's right.
Hear from the mayor himself, and we hope you'll consider supporting Tunnels to Towers.
Delivers on its promise to do good and never forget the sacrifices America's greatest heroes have made for us. Heroes who risked their lives to keep our communities and our country safe. Heroes like United States Marine Corps Captain and pilot John Jeremy Sachs. Captain Sachs sustained fatal injuries when his military aircraft crashed during training, killing him and 5 other service members. He's remembered by loved ones as courageous, brilliant, and devoted to his career, family, and friends. John is survived by his wife, Amber, who gave birth to their second daughter 3 months after his death. Tunnel to Towers paid the mortgage on the family home for Amber and their 2 daughters. The foundation has helped over 1,000 military and first responder families navigate the worst of times by removing the burden of a mortgage payment. Our nation's heroes and their families need your help now more than ever. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. T2T.org. That's T, the number 2T.org. T2T.org. Please donate now.
And welcome back, America's Mayor Live. Ted Goodman here with the great, the one, the only Michael Ragusa, who hails from Bay Ridge, which is the toughest part of Brooklyn.
No, it's not tough.
Brooklyn's the toughest borough of New
Brooklyn
York.
is the toughest borough. Yes, that's true. That's true.
So you're from the toughest block in the toughest neighborhood.
No, Bay Ridge isn't tough.
Well,
Bay Ridge is a nice family neighborhood. Canarsie.
Canarsie.
What used to
Canarsie is the toughest.
Canarsie is now a very rough neighborhood. Yeah, Canarsie's rough neighborhood.
It's a rough
It
neighborhood.
used to be all Italians and Jewish people.
Really?
Yeah, now it's like it's Caribbean, West Indian. It's a working class neighborhood now. You know.
Yeah.
So,
but I still haven't been over there your way.
Bay Ridge.
Well,
we'll go. I'll take you to Bay Ridge. Then we'll go to Dyke Heights. We'll go to Leone's.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Let's say a Saturday with Mike in Brooklyn. What are we doing?
Well, first of all, Bay Ridge. I mean, Bay Ridge. There's a lot of restaurants, right? We would there's Pizza Wagon. That's a famous pizza place in Bay Ridge.
Pizza Wagon.
Pizza Wagon. Yeah, it's on 86th and 5th. A lot of people like Pizza Wagon.
Okay.
But I wouldn't even go to Pizza Wagon. I take you.
What is the wagon part of the name? Where does that come from?
I don't know. It's called Pizza Wagon. It's been there for like 40 years. But I would take you to Espresso Pizza. My man Tony. I've been going there since I was this big. That's on 94th and 5th. Best plain slice in Brooklyn, hands down. It's right next to the subway.
94th and 5th?
Yeah, 94th Street, 5th Avenue in Bay Ridge. Yeah.
So 94th. We're on 66.
No. It doesn't work like that.
I was gonna say
it doesn't work like that.
Brooklyn's to me, right?
Yeah, no. So the streets reset in the borough.
East. Southeast. You're south and east of
Yeah,
me.
they
reset.
They reset. Yeah, they're not the same streets. Like the
I was
Bronx.
gonna say 94th.
No.
That's up there. That's uptown. We're in
streets
Manhattan right now. We're in Manhattan. If you're looking at a map, we're in Manhattan. We're to the right of Central Park.
So
the Upper East Side.
I have a 74th Street in my neighborhood, and then my dad lives in Bergen Beach, Mill Basin. They have also an East 74th Street. So it's all confusing. If you're not from here, you don't know how it is.
So there's multiple 74 streets.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's only one in Manhattan. There's only one in Brooklyn.
There's three. There's 74th Street here, 74th Street in Brooklyn, East 74th Street in Brooklyn. There's two 74th Streets in Brooklyn. There's three.
So there's three.
Yeah, there's three.
How do you get?
And in Queens, there's Queens. Queens is 74th Street.
Every borough.
In Queens, there's 74th Street, 74th Drive, 74th Circle, 74th Road. There's mad. There's
74.
Queens is very confusing. Yeah, Queens is confusing.
Wow. So while we could talk about New York all night, we'll continue to do so. We'll keep giving you some New York flavor, right? We got Mike here from Brooklyn. You know, our friend Rob, he's not in studio with us, but Rob from Sea Caucus, that's New Jersey, but he hails from Queens originally. Is there a big
Queens is he from?
We'll have to ask him. Rob, let us know, where from Queens did you grow up?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like he's told me. Yeah. I can hear it in his voice. It might be Astoria. I don't know. But is there a rivalry between Queens and Brooklyn?
Nah, not really.
No.
Nah, because it's really Queens and the Bronx because of the Yankees and the Mets. There's really no Brooklyn Queens rivalry because there's no sports teams.
Yeah,
Brooklyn, major sports teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not really. We don't really have a rivalry.
Yeah, and Brooklyn, you're in the shadow of Manhattan in some ways.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
Like literally, but
no one from Brooklyn is jealous of Manhattan. No. We all think you're snuck up snobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one in Brooklyn wishes they live in Manhattan. We're very proud. We're proud.
Yeah.
We're proud of Brooklyn.
These people in Manhattan wishes they were as cool and wishing they were in Brooklyn.
A lot of people in Manhattan move to Brooklyn because number one, it's cheaper. So when you get a family, it's cheaper to move to Brooklyn.
So when times are tough, when you're falling on hard times, you leave Manhattan.
I never heard one of my friends be like, "Can't wait to move to Manhattan." No, we're very proud to be from Brooklyn and we don't want to leave.
So maybe if you're not from here, then you want to be in Manhattan.
Right. So if you move here, you're from the Midwest.
Yeah.
People from the Midwest, they want to come here and move to the Lower East Side. I don't know why. It's a shithole. Or they want to move to like Bed-Stuy or Bushwick neighborhoods.
I did not want to do that.
Yeah, where you
that
can get
much.
shot just going to get a gallon of milk. Like I don't know why they want to do that. Because they don't know any better, I guess.
Well, when you think New York, I'll tell you, being from Michigan, you think of New York, you think of Manhattan.
Right.
You think
No.
Well, you think of
The first thing you think of is
the New York side,
Manhattan.
the skyline.
You're
Yeah,
100%
yeah,
right.
yeah.
No, you're right.
I will say quickly. The next thing is Brooklyn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brooklyn pizza.
You're right. No one thinks of Queens.
Yeah.
Or Staten Island or
The
Bronx.
Bronx.
Yeah. Well, they think of the Yankees, but
the
they
Bronx.
might not,
You think of the Yankees.
they might not think the Yankees are in the Bronx. Like someone that's not from here, they might
don't
not
think
feel like
that,
the Yankees are in the Bronx. You think of the New York Yankees because that's you don't think of the Mets.
Exactly. Yeah.
You definitely think of the Yankees over the Mets. I agree with that.
Yeah, you think of the Yankees
Or you think of the New York Rangers, Madison Square Garden,
Madison Square Garden,
things like that. Yeah.
Manhattan, Showtime, show business.
Right. Radio City, Music Hall, things like that.
It's got a lot of, people think of Brooklyn pizza, Brooklyn
Italian food,
Italian food.
Yeah, Brooklyn has a lot of stuff.
But you're right. I would agree with you that in order of national branding, Manhattan, Brooklyn.
No, definitely. If anyone from anywhere thinks New York City, it's always Manhattan. It's never. And I'm diehard Brooklyn to the day I die.
I don't think people know much about.
Listen, I hate on Staten Island all the time, but there are some good restaurants in Staten Island.
Why do you hate on? We love Staten Island.
I know, but listen, there's some good restaurants in Staten Island. I'm not gonna lie. There's some good stuff in Staten Island.
Who's tougher? The Brooklyn or Staten Island?
Brooklyn's way tougher.
And who would you? Okay, and by the way, high schools and that sort of stuff. That's not really Brooklyn.
So Brooklyn is known for having good private high schools, not public high schools.
Okay.
They have like Poly Prep where like John Bon Jovi's son went, like those, like that's in Bay Ridge. Bay Ridge has a very good private high school.
And do we want to go where John Bon Jovi's son is going?
Yes, 100% you want to go there. That's how you're going to get into a good Ivy League college. That's like we have Zavarian.
Those that still want to go to the Ivy Leagues, right?
Well, though, if you want to go there, or not even Ivy League, if you want to go to a really good college, you want to go to Poly Prep, you want to go to Zavarian, like those kind of schools, you want to go to Bay Ridge for. Like, that's what Brooklyn's known for. Very good private high schools. Yeah.
Who do you guys root for football? Both your teams are in New Jersey.
A lot of Giants fans in Bay Ridge, a lot of Jets fans. It's very mixed, but I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, and let me explain why. A lot of people ask me how you're a Cowboys fan. So if you're my age, my dad's 60,
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
You know why? My dad's 63. So if your dad's that age, Roger Staubach was the shit back then when my dad was like younger, like my age, right? So he just grew up being
and when you're
a Cowboy fan, and then that's how I came Dallas because I was America's team back then. So
they were in the 90s. You were little, and
I just became a Dallas Cowboy fan. But I don't really care about football. I'm all about hockey. So I don't care if Dallas Cowboys go to playoffs, and I'm not going to cry about it. I don't really
New York, New York is definitely a sports town.
There's a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans in New York,
and there's Dallas Cowboy fans everywhere.
Everywhere, bro. There's so many Dallas Cowboy fans here. There's Dallas Cowboys bars here. NBC, there's a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans here. A lot.
Part of it too is to be kind of to rebel a little, right? Everyone at your school, New York. You got to have a couple people that are going to be the rivalry. And the Dallas Cowboys, like you said, just so much.
And they're good at branding. They're powerhouse. And they're the most richest team in the NFL. Every year.
Yeah. I mean, they are. Look, as part owner of the Green Bay Packers, look that up. What that means.
You're a part owner.
I am part owner of the Green Bay Packers. Do you have any idea what that means?
No.
I know you're gonna laugh. They're publicly owned. So owned by the fans. You can buy, but not at any time. So you can't just do it whenever you want.
So you bought into it a long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. Well, in 2010, they did another stock. They'll open it up once in a while if they need to raise money for something. Think about how easy it is for the Green Bay Packers to raise money. You have this rabid fan base. All you have to do is say, "Hey, we're selling you this piece of paper for $200."
So what is it worth now?
Nothing. It's got no cash value. But you get to say you own the team, and then they take your money.
Got it.
And then they put that towards
like a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. We love the team, and I get to say I'm part owner.
Right.
They did it again in 2021.
So why aren't you a Detroit Lion fan?
So if you look, that's a good question. Now you're asking good questions.
I always want to ask you that.
Yeah.
You're from Michigan.
I'm from Michigan.
It's because you're closer to Wisconsin.
I'm going to do this for everybody who's. So here's Michigan. It's hard to do backwards.
Right.
But here's the state of Michigan. There's two hands that make up the state. There's the lower peninsula like this.
Right.
Then there's the upper peninsula, which we do this.
All right.
I'm from up here. I'm from Houghton.
So
if you look at the map, you're much closer to Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm much closer to Green Bay, Wisconsin than I am to Detroit, Michigan. It's like the state of New York. Imagine living in I can't even name. I don't even know. I can't even name a place.
So like if you live up western New York, you'd be a Buffalo fan.
yeah,
Buffalo Bills.
exactly.
That's
Buffalo
what it is.
Bills are like the Packers.
Yeah, exactly.
Detroit Lions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And where I'm from, we're part of the.
Buffalo's way better than the Jets and the Giants.
Yeah, right.
It's funny.
Funny.
Yeah.
So
would have known.
So
Crazy.
comment below. Are you going to be watching the NFL this year? That's what we'd like to know.
Cowboys are going to suck this year anyway. They did nothing in the off season.
So comment. Let us
Ted,
know.
you're a fan. Looking and sounding good. Ooh.
Yes, Colin. I am also on the Great Lakes. I'm from Houghton, Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula. Of course, Michigan being a battleground state, it'll be interesting to watch. We want to talk to a lot of folks about Michigan and other states. I put some asks out. We want to talk to some people there. I was the comms director for the Michigan Republican Party at one point, and maintained some good contacts. Obviously not great contacts. Can't get them on the show here. So
the people are busy. It's election season. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean,
that's right.
I mean,
no, people are busy, and we need our people in Michigan.
Listen, after November, when President Trump wins, people are gonna be begging to come on this show.
I think you're right.
Begging.
That's right,
bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. People are gonna be begging to come on their show because they know him and President Trump are best friends, and they're gonna be begging to come on this show. Because this is the #1 show at 8:00. Come on. We do better ratings than CNN.
So that's right. And of course, President Trump in Chicago earlier today with the National Association of Black Journalists. And then this evening, we believe he's in Pennsylvania. I believe he's in
what was it?
Harrisburg.
I thought he was going to go back. Didn't he say he was going to go back to Butler? Because he said, he kind of cheated them out because of the assassination attempt.
Yeah, in fact, I think he
wanted to do an outdoor rally.
That's right.
So,
well, I think he did one indoors.
No, he did indoors because the Secret Service they suggested that he does indoor rallies because they're still a little heightened. They're worried about there might be some death threats against his life still. So, but apparently a lot of people are not happy with the new acting Secret Service boss because they said he also knew. Actually, Bernie Kerik posted it that he also knew about the threats and he did nothing about it. So
wow.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna have to cut everybody.
Cut them out. I mean, you can't.
Service.
You have to bat 1,000.
No mistakes.
Yeah, this is
Secret Service. You cannot have mistakes.
No, this ain't. I know.
Yeah, this is no mistakes in Secret Service.
No, zero. Right?
None.
I mean,
former, current presidents, doesn't matter who.
Yeah, and when Reagan got shot, the person in charge of Secret Service immediately offered their resignation. I don't even think it was there.
Why did Cheeto, the Doritos protector, bother to
the chutzpah?
The chutzpah.
No, right?
Why did she even bother to even have that congressional hearing? She should have just.
She thought she was going to survive it. These people, they think, and she's friends with Jill Biden, and
Jill Biden?
Dr. Jill, sorry.
What is she?
But yeah, they have such, they think so highly of themselves. I think, right? And I think she got hit in the face during that hearing, not literally, but figuratively speaking, it hit her in the face. Like, oh my goodness, these people are not gonna. They're not gonna.
No, when I was talking to my friend, I said, listen, she guarded. Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone the other day. I said, okay, she was a Secret Service agent for 24 years. All she was an agent, never a supervisor, never did anything spectacular. So, what made anyone think that she can direct the whole Secret Service? Never was a deputy director. Nothing. She left and went to go be the CEO of PepsiCo or whatever she was.
Probably some sort of security role.
So what?
You're right.
That was a straight up DEI hire. That's what that was. I mean, the blood of President Trump is literally on Joe Biden's hands.
Yeah.
Or Jill Biden, whoever suggested that lady.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally what it was.
And those hearings, yeah, they really.
That hearing was great.
She wouldn't.
What congressman told her to go back to guarding Doritos? Who was that? Did you hear that one?
Oh, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, he literally ended. I forgot who it was. I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? And go back to guarding Doritos. That was the funniest line ever. And I think that's when she said,
I'm done.
It's time to resign. Yeah,
I ain't gonna be over too much further.
They just ripped her that whole time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I would say it was almost painful to watch.
It's hard to watch, but she deserved it.
But she deserved it, and she showed no she showed zero. I don't know if remorse is the word, but my goodness, would I be filled with shame?
DC
And I
Juno
went, yeah, I'd be
released
filled.
another clip today that Fox News had. They found it. You could see the shooter. I don't even want to say his name. You would see him inching on the roof because they had a camera behind President Trump and literally Secret Service. They're just looking around. You could literally see him inching on the roof. They could have stopped him literally like 5-10 minutes before he shot President Trump.
So many questions.
Total failure. As you guys know, I'm the head of security for Mayor Giuliani, and 0 incidents in 2 years. 0. So that's how it's got to be done. Batting 1,000. That's it. When it comes to security for executive protection and dignitaries, got to bat 1,000.
That's absolutely right, Mike. And if you're not, and look, this isn't like these people were forced into these roles, right? You're signing up. You want this.
That's right.
You're signing up for a very serious role. Yeah.
Mayor Giuliani picked me. He trusts me. I do my job well. You're picked to protect President Trump. You're handpicked by the Secret Service. You're the best of the best.
Yeah.
That's
How does that? Do you know? Are you familiar with the process?
Yeah.
Selection process.
You need, dude. You go through training. You need to be the best of the best, top secret clearance. Like you have to have not a blemish on your record, not even a late credit card payment. Like you need to, not even a parking ticket. First of all, half those people that were guarding President Trump that day weren't even Secret Service. They were Homeland Security. That's not Secret Service. Homeland Security agents. You could see their badges. They weren't Secret Service badges. They were home. It literally said HSI on it.
Yeah.
So as Cheadle or whatever her name said, that half of them, it wasn't a full complement. So she was like borrowing from other federal agencies. So that's the number one mistake right there, right? You didn't give the president the full complement.
Yeah.
Or former presidents get the full complement. Doesn't matter if there's a threat against them or not. So that's, I don't know what, well, and they asked Joe Biden multiple times. Of course, he denied it. Right? So, yeah. So you need to be tip-top shape, tip-top. Former military gets to the positions. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If you're qualified, you're qualified. And I mean, I don't care, man or woman, as long as you pass the test that I can pass, you deserve the job. That's what I say. But you got to be on point. Those people were not on point, especially the fat one that was hiding behind the president to shield herself from bullets. What was that? You saw the one? The fat Secret Service agent?
I'll have
the
to
one
look.
that couldn't holster her gun?
I'll have to look at
All over
that.
the place. They say she looks like Melissa McCarthy.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to look at it.
I'll take a look.
It's hysterical.
Look, Mike, you've got some background in this space, so you got a little bit more room to criticize. I'm careful. Yeah, I have so much criticism for the agency.
I mean, we can
at
get Bernie
large.
Kerik on the show, and he'll.
We should try to get Bernie
straight,
on.
he'll
Yeah,
straight.
Yeah, I let you guys talk about this stuff.
He'll rip them to shreds.
Absolutely.
I wish we can get Bernie on.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
But the president mentioned this too. I do want to commend those agents that did put their bodies over the president.
He commended the woman who was holding him up, not the one that was hiding behind him. That's the one he was commending. Yeah.
But let's be clear, right? There's a distinction here. We're criticizing the leadership of the agency,
right?
And there's a difference between that and the heroism and the bravery of most of the men and women of the Secret Service.
One thing I will say,
want to make that clear as well.
Right. But no. Listen, they put their life on the line every day. We're not criticizing what they do. It's just one thing they did get wrong was as soon as he was shot, the protocol is to whisk him right off stage and throw him in a car. Even though he says, wait. Absolutely not. You don't wait. Because even though they said the shooter was down, you don't know if there's a second shooter. You don't know if there's a third shooter. They should have literally whisked him away right in his car and got him out of there. He should have never said, wait. That's total breach of protocol. Total breach. That was his mistake.
And we've got some new footage. We'll play that tomorrow night. I thought we'd end tonight's show with footage of the mayor's 2016.
I know we keep saying tomorrow night we'll it's that. I know the 20. Then let me tell you guys something. The mayor's 2016 RNC speech, goosebumps, man.
Right? People
are cheering, crying. Oh my God. We should play it tomorrow night.
Yeah,
definitely. We should play it. We should end or start with it tomorrow.
Yeah,
we should start with it tomorrow. We'll start with it.
You think?
Yeah, we should start with it tomorrow.
You don't want to end tonight with it?
I mean, you know what? Yeah, let's go to soccer time. Let's show them it. Show them it, Ted. Show
Right.
them the speech.
It's a great speech.
Show them the speech.
And this is from 2016.
Yeah, 2016 when Donald Trump first ran for president. The mayor went on stage. People were it was like he was running for president. Really, seriously. That's how good this speech was.
Oh, I wish I was there.
I wish I was there.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't even thoughts back then, me and Ted.
2016, no.
No. I mean, this is crazy. But let's put this on, Ted, and we'll leave you guys with this. Watch this speech.
So we'll put this speech on and then we'll call tonight. So God bless America.
God bless.
God bless the people of Israel.
Death
God
to
bless
terrorists.
all of you. We want to go out with this speech here. So we're going to put this up for you. Thank you all for joining us again on a special evening. We're going to put the speech on and then we'll close out the show. So this will be the last time you see Mike and I for the evening. Mike, thanks again for being here. And we'll see you all again tomorrow night for America's Mayor Live in what will be episode 464.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, New York. For a New Yorker for once on the ticket, Donald Trump. I'm here to speak to you about a very serious subject: how to make America safe. The vast majority of Americans today do not feel safe. They fear for their children. They fear for themselves. They fear for our police officers who are being targeted with a target on their back. We pray for our police officers in Dallas and Baton Rouge and their families. And we say thank you to the Cleveland Police Department for protecting us. Thank you. We know the risk you're taking. And we say thank you to every police officer and law enforcement agent who's out tonight protecting us, black, white, Latino, of every race, every color, every creed, every sexual orientation. When they come to save your life, they don't ask if you are black or white. They just come to save you. We also reach out. We reach out our arms with understanding and compassion to those who have lost loved ones because of police shootings, some justified, some unjustified. Those that are unjustified must be punished. Those that are justified, we must apologize to. It's time to make America safe again. It's time to make America one again. One America. What happened to there's no black America, there's no white America, there is just America. What happened to it? Where did it go? How was it flown away? I know we can change it because I did it by changing New York City from the crime capital of America to the safest large city in the United States. What I did for New York, Donald Trump will do for America. I have known Donald Trump for almost 30 years, and he has created and accomplished great things in my city and all over the world. But beyond that, this is a man with a big heart. Every time New York suffered a tragedy, Donald Trump was there to help. He's not going to like my telling you this, but he did it anonymously. When police officers were shot, when firefighters were hurt, when people were in trouble, he came forward and he helped and he asked not to be mentioned. Well, I am going to break my promise to him. I am going to mention it. This is a man with a big heart who loves people, all people, from the top to the bottom, from the middle to the side. I am telling you this because I am sick and tired of the defamation of Donald Trump by the media and by the Clinton campaign. I am sick and tired of it. This is a good man. And America should be sick and tired of their vicious, nasty campaign. You deserve to know this about your next president. He's been a great father, father-in-law, grandfather, and friend to me, my wife Judith, and my family for now almost 30 years. I know him personally, and this is a very good and decent man, and he will be a great president. In the last 7 months, there have been 5 major Islamic terrorist attacks on us and our allies. We must not be afraid to define our enemy. It is Islamic extremist terrorism. For the purposes of the media, I did not say all of Islam. I did not say most of Islam. I said Islamic extremist terrorism. You know who you are. And we're coming to get you. Failing to identify them properly maligns all those good Muslims around the world who are being killed by them. They are killing more Muslims than anyone else. It also sets up a fear of being politically incorrect that can have serious consequences. It did in San Bernardino. It did with Major Nadal. He was yelling Allah Akbar. The only person who couldn't figure out this was an Islamic terrorist extremist attack was Barack Obama. Who called it workplace violence. This is why our enemies see us as weak and vulnerable. Donald Trump has said the first step in defeating our enemies is to identify them properly and see the connections between them so we can find them and catch them. To defeat Islamic extremist terrorists, we must put them on defense. If they are at war against us, which they have declared, we must commit ourselves to unconditional victory against them. This includes undoing one of the worst deals America ever made, Obama's nuclear agreement with Iran, that will eventually let them become a nuclear power, and is putting billions of dollars back into a country that's the world's largest supporter of terrorism. We are actually giving them the money to fund the terrorists who are killing us and our allies. We are giving them the money. Are we crazy? Donald Trump will make sure that any agreement with Iran meets the original goals of the UN and our allies, a non-nuclear Iran. Donald Trump is a leader. He will reassert America's position as the nation with the best values to lead the world. It was Hillary Clinton who advocated for the overthrow of Gaddafi in Libya. Now Libya is in chaos. Hillary Clinton is accountable for this and much more. Her dereliction of duty and failure to keep her people safe played a major role, as you heard tonight, in the horrific Islamic terrorist murders on September 11 and 12, 2012, in Benghazi, which claimed the lives of 4 brave Americans: Ambassador J. Christopher Stevens, U.S. Foreign Service Officer Sean Smith, and CIA agents Tyrone S. Woods and Glenn Doherty. May they rest in peace. And Clinton and the Obama administration, for political reasons, lied about the purpose of the attacks, including Hillary Clinton lying directly to the families of the people who were killed right to their face. Hillary Clinton's answer to Congress about the death of these 4 brave Americans, because of her gross failures as Secretary of State, was, quote, "What difference at this point does it make?" What difference does it make? Watch the video yourself and see the arrogant disregard for American lives lost unnecessarily because of her, and then make up your own mind. Anyone who it means we're getting to them. It means we're getting to them. It means we're getting to them. Anyone who can say that it makes no difference how or why people serving America are killed should not be entrusted with the awesome responsibility to protect them and us, and should not be allowed to be our commander-in-chief. Who would trust Hillary Clinton to protect them? I wouldn't. Would you? Donald Trump will change all of that and more In short, he will lead by leading, not by following. You know Donald Trump will secure our borders. His opponent has had her chance to do this, and she has failed. Hillary Clinton is for open borders. She is in favor of even taking Syrian refugees, even though the Islamic State has told us they're going to put their operatives in with the Syrian refugees, operatives who are terrorists, who are going to come to Western Europe and come here and kill us. They've told us that, and she still wants to take in these Syrians. We can't afford to repeat the mistakes of the past. Hillary Clinton's experience is the basis for her campaign. Hillary Clinton's experience is exactly the reason she should not be president of the United States. There's no next election. This is it. There's no more time for us left to revive our great country. No more time to repeat our mistakes of the Clinton, Obama years. Washington needs a complete turnaround, and Donald Trump is the agent of change, and he will be the leader of the change we need. He will make America once again like the president I worked for, Ronald Reagan. The shining city on the hill. Vote for Donald Trump, for a safer America, and for an America headed in a different direction. Greatness! God bless our next president, Donald Trump, and God bless the United States of America, USA! Will make America once again like the president I worked for, Ronald Reagan.
Bear the principle of common sense and rational discussion to the issues of our day. America was created at a time of great turmoil, tremendous disagreements, anger, hatred. There was a book written in 1776 that guided much of the discipline of thinking that brought to us the discovery of our freedoms, of our God-given freedoms. It was Thomas Paine's Common Sense, written in 1776, one of the first American bestsellers, in which Thomas Paine explained, by rational principles, the reason why these small colonies felt the necessity to separate from the Kingdom of Great Britain and the King of England. He explained their inherent desire for liberty, for freedom, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, the ability to select the people who govern them. And he explained it in ways that were understandable to all the people, not just the elite. Because the desire for freedom is universal. The desire for freedom adheres in the human mind, and it is part of the human soul. This is exactly the time we should consult our history. Look at what we've done in the past and see if we can't use it to help us now. We understand that our founders created the greatest country in the history of the world, the greatest democracy, the freest country, a country that has taken more people out of poverty than any country ever. All of us are so fortunate to be Americans. But a great deal of the reason for America's constant ability to self-improve is because we're able to reason, we're able to talk, we're able to analyze. We are able to apply our God-given common sense. So let's do it. Bear the